I never believed a single moment could break a man until the night I decided to surprise the woman I loved. My name is Ethan Croswell, and the memory of that door, half open and glowing with warm light, still burns behind my eyes. I remember holding the small cake I bought for our anniversary, stupidly smiling as I rehearsed the words I wanted to say to Arya Valteri. But when I stepped closer, I heard a voice that wasn't mine. A man's voice, low, intimate, whispering everything I thought only I knew about her. At first I froze. Then I laughed quietly, thinking I was imagining it because of stress. But the next second, I heard her giggle, the same soft giggle she made only when she felt completely safe. My heart cracked. My fingers went numb. The cake slipped from my hands and hit the floor with a dull thud. But the sound inside the apartment drowned it out. Her moan, his breath, their pleasure. I stepped back, choking on air, feeling like the whole world tilted under my feet, and just when I thought the pain couldn't get worse, the man spoke again. Arya, does Ethan still believe you love him? Her answer shattered me completely. No. He's too easy to fool. That was the moment I died. But it was also the moment I was reborn. I stumbled down the hallway outside Arya's apartment, my ears ringing as if someone had struck me. This can't be real, I whispered, but my voice sounded small, broken. My chest tightened with every step, and I grabbed the wall to steady myself. The sound of her laughter with another man kept echoing inside my skull, stabbing me again and again. I forced myself to turn back and walk toward her door because I needed answers, even if they destroyed me for good. When I knocked, the door swung open, and Adrian stood there shirtless, smug and relaxed. "Oh," he said, smiling in a way that felt like a punch. "You finally found out." My throat burned. "Where's Arya?" "I need to talk to her." He leaned against the doorframe. "She's busy. With me? Like she has been for months." My knees almost buckled, but I held on. "Call her," I said. "I deserve at least that." Arya stepped into view, wrapped in the soft beige blanket that used to lay across my bed. Seeing it on her made my stomach twist. She looked at me the way people look at strangers who bother them in public. "Why are you here, Ethan?" she asked. My voice cracked. "I came to surprise you," I heard. "Everything." Adrian laughed under his breath. Arya didn't even flinch. "Then there's nothing left to say," she replied. "You weren't enough." I got tired of pretending. I felt something inside me tear. "After everything I gave you? After everything we planned?" She shrugged. "Plans change. People change." "You stayed the same," Adrian added. "She chose someone who can give her more. That's life." My hands shook so hard I had to hide them behind me. "Arya, just tell me why. Tell me when it started. Tell me something real." She rolled her eyes. "It started when I realized you were weak. I wanted more than your quiet love. Adrian gave me what you couldn't." Those words hit harder than any slap. I tried to breathe, but couldn't. "So I was just a fool," I whispered. Arya frowned like the conversation bored her. "It's done, Ethan. Don't make this pathetic." Pathetic. The words sliced right through me. I backed away, numb, while Adrian closed the door with a final smirk. The lock clicked, sharp and cold, sealing everything behind it. I stood there staring at the wood until my vision blurred. My body felt empty, like someone had reached inside me and scooped out everything warm. When I finally turned and walked down the stairs, each step felt heavier. The night air outside hit my face, but it didn't clear anything inside me. I kept replaying her words, each one shoving me deeper into a darkness I didn't recognize. "You weren't enough. Weak. Pathetic." I whispered to myself. What did I do wrong? What did I miss? But no answer came. I walked without direction, letting the city swallow me. The streetlights stretched my shadow across the pavement, long and thin, like the version of me that had just died upstairs. Something dark began to rise inside me, slow and cold. Not rage, not revenge. Something sharper. Something that tasted like a new beginning built out of broken pieces. That night, I learned the truth. The man I used to be wasn't going to survive this. And maybe he wasn't meant to. As I kept walking, the pain settled deeper, shaping itself into a promise I didn't fully understand, yet a promise that one day I would rise again, not for them, but for myself alone. I swore. I stood outside Leo's apartment with my hands shaking so badly I could barely knock. When the door opened and he saw my face, he didn't say a single word. He just stepped aside and let me walk in. I moved straight to his couch and sat down like someone had pulled the ground out from under me. Leo sat beside me, quiet, waiting. "You look wrecked," he finally said. "I am," I whispered. "Everything fell apart." He leaned forward. "Tell me." "I walked in on Arya," I said. "With Adrian?" She didn't even look surprised. Leo's jaw tightened. Man. Before he could say more, the door opened again. Mira walked in with a grocery bag, smiling until she saw me. Her smile dropped instantly. "Ethan, what happened to you?" I looked down at my hands. "She cheated on me, Myra, and she didn't care." Myra rushed to sit in front of me. "That's horrible. I'm so sorry you had to go through that." Her soft voice made something twist inside me. Every time she spoke, I kept hearing Arya saying, "You weren't enough." I closed my eyes for Ezekiel and Dee. Myra leaned closer. "What did she say to you?" "That I wasn't enough," I murmured. "That she got tired of pretending." Mira's hand lifted like she wanted to comfort me, but I pulled back. I couldn't handle another gentle voice pretending the world wasn't burning. Leo exhaled hard. "Ethan, there's something we should have told you earlier." My chest tightened again. "What now?" He hesitated. Mira looked nervous. "That alone made me feel sick," Leo said. "We suspected something. Not everything, but signs. Arya changed a lot these last months. She pushed you away. We noticed." I stared at him, stunned. "You knew? You both knew?" "Not for sure," Myra said quickly. "We weren't positive. We didn't want to accuse her without proof. You didn't want to hurt me," I said. "That's what you're trying to say, right?" Leo nodded slowly. "Yeah. We didn't want to break you if we were wrong." I laughed, but it sounded empty. "So instead, you let me walk into that apartment like an idiot. You let me think everything was fine?" "It wasn't like that," Mira said softly. "We were scared." "Scared of what?" I asked. "Of telling me the truth?" Leo rubbed his face. "We didn't want to lose you as a friend." "You lost me anyway," I whispered. The room went dead silent. Mira leaned forward again. "Ethan, please don't say that. We care about you so much." "I know you do," I said. "And that's the worst part." Caring didn't stop the silence. Leo tried to reach for my shoulder. "Stay here tonight. You shouldn't be alone." I stood up. "I can't stay. Every word in this room feels like another cut." Myra stood too. "Ethan, at least let us help you. You shouldn't deal with this alone." "I'm already alone," I said. "I've been alone for longer than I realized." Leo took a step toward me. "Don't leave like this. Talk to us." "I've said enough," I replied. "And you've said enough too." Mira's voice broke. "Please, don't walk out angry." "I'm not angry," I said. "I'm tired." I walked to the door. Leo tried to follow, but I stopped him with a look.
"Let me go."
"I need space, Leo. Real space." He froze. "Come back when you're ready." I didn't answer. I stepped into the hallway, letting the cold silence wrap around me. Their voices faded, and every step felt heavier than the last. By the time I reached the street, one truth settled inside me like ice. Betrayal hurts, but betrayal from silence hurts deeper. And now, I had no idea who I could trust, including myself. The city feels too bright for how dark my chest is. I keep walking without looking at where I'm going. Cars pass. People laugh. Someone argues on the phone. All those voices mixed together like noise I can't escape. The cold wind hits my face, but it's not enough to calm me. Nothing is. "I can't believe this," I whisper to myself. "I can't believe she did that." My steps drag until I reach the old Riverside Park, the one no one visits anymore. The benches are cracked, and the lights flicker like they're dying too. I sit down and drop my face into my hands. Why wasn't I enough? The wind doesn't answer. It just pushes harder against me, like it wants to knock me down completely. A soft voice breaks the silence. Ethan. I lift my head. Celine Curagain stands a few steps away, holding a paper bag from the night shift cafe. Her dark hair blows across her face as she studies me. Celine. Hey, I say, even though my voice sounds empty. She walks over slowly. You've been out here a while? You saw me? I was heading home. You looked like you needed someone nearby. She sits beside me, leaving just enough space to breathe. You don't have to talk. I can just sit, I exhale shakily. I don't even know where to start. You don't need to start anywhere. Just breathe. I've been doing that all night, I mutter. It hasn't helped. Celine looks at the river instead of me. Yeah, breathing doesn't fix broken things, but sometimes it stops you from breaking more. Her calm tone hits harder than shouting ever could. I swallow. Can I tell you something? She nods once. If you want. Everything I tried to hold back spills out. She cheated on me. Celine. Arya. The person I trusted most. I walked in and saw her with someone else. I didn't even react at first. I just stood there like an idiot. Hey, Celine doesn't flinch. That kind of shock freezes people. I thought... She loved me. I thought I mattered. You did, she says softly. But some people don't know how to value the things they're given. My throat tightens. I didn't even get angry. Isn't that pathetic? No, she says, turning her head slightly toward me. It means you loved honestly. I rub my hands together. Everyone knew. Leo, Myra. They all knew something was wrong and didn't tell me. That hurts more than the betrayal, Celine says. Yeah. For a moment, we listen to the river. It moves without caring about my life falling apart. I whisper, what am I supposed to do now? Celine stands and faces me. Pain changes us, Ethan. That's something you can't avoid. What does that even mean? It means you get two choices, she says, voice steady. Let it destroy you. Or let it rebuild you. Her words cut right through my chest. I don't know if I'm strong enough, I admit. She shakes her head. Strength doesn't come first. Decision does. I don't understand.
You will,
she says. Not tonight. But you will. I breathe out slowly. Why are you even helping me? You don't know me that well. Celine gives a small, tired smile. You're human. That's enough. I open my mouth to say something, but she steps back. I should get home, she murmurs. It's late. But, Ethan, don't stay in this park until you disappear. I'll try. Shh. She nods once and turns away. Walking along the cracked path until the darkness swallows her shape, when she's gone, the wind feels softer somehow. Lighter, I whispered to the empty bench beside me. She did more for me tonight than Arya did in a year. And for the first time since everything shattered, I feel the smallest spark of something that might be hope. Asterisk, I wake up with my heart pounding. The pain is still there, but something inside me feels awake. Selena's words echo in my head like they're burned into my skin. Pain changes us. Decide whether it destroys you or rebuilds you. I'm done being destroyed.
Oh.
I whisper as I sit up. My room looks like a graveyard of memories. Photos, notes, little things Arya gave me. I stare at them for a long time before grabbing my phone. No more, I say, and I block her number. Block her messages. Block everything that leads back to her. My chest tightens, but I don't stop. I grab a box and start throwing every trace of her inside. This is the last time you get to stay in my life, I tell the box. A knock hits my door. It's Leo, holding a drink and looking worried. Ethan, you okay? No, I answer honestly. But I'm not staying like this. He steps inside slowly. What happened last night? You disappeared. I needed air, I say. And someone found me. Who? Celine. Leo's eyebrows rise. Celine Curagain? She barely talks. She said enough, I tell him. and I made a decision. What decision? I want to rebuild myself, I say, but I can't do it alone. Leo sits down. Tell me what you need. I need to get stronger. In every way. I'm tired of feeling like I'm breaking all the time. He studies my face. You're serious? Yes. Leo leans back. All right. If you're in, I'm in. But this is going to hurt. I'm already hurting, I say. Might as well make it worth something. He nods once. Then we start today. I exhale slowly. Good. We head outside, and the cold air hits me again, but it feels different now. Less like an enemy, more like fuel. Leo gestures toward the empty lot behind the building. This will work. Show me how much anger you're carrying. A lot, I admit. Then use it. Hit the pad. I strike it weak at first. Harder, Leo says. I hit it again. Harder. I slam my fist into it, and a shout breaks out of me. The pain in my hand burns. But it feels more real than anything I've felt since the betrayal. That's it, Leo says. I keep striking until my arms shake and my breath stumbles. When I finally stop, I'm sweating, shaking, almost collapsing. Leo holds out a water bottle. You good? I don't know, I say, but this feels better than crying. That's because you're letting it out the right way. We take a break, sitting on the steps. Why didn't anyone tell me? I ask softly. About Arya? Leo's face tightens. Because we were scared you'd break. I broke anyway. I know, he whispers. And I'm sorry. I swallow the pain. Help me not break again. I will, he promises. When the training ends, I head home. My body hurts, but it's a clean kind of pain-earned pain. Inside, I grab a notebook. I write one sentence. I will become someone I can trust. The words steady my breathing. I write more. All my fears. All my anger. Everything I kept locked inside. My hand shakes, but the pages fill. This is the first step, I tell myself. I clean my room next. Not just throwing away her things. Rebuilding the space. New sheets. New layout. A new start. Halfway through, my chest tightens again, and I sit on the floor. Breathing hard. I can't do this, I whisper. But then I remember Selena's voice. Strength doesn't come first. Decision does. I decided, I tell myself. So I keep going. I stand again. When night comes, I'm exhausted, but I'm still standing. A different version of misshapen, bruised, uncertain, but rising. For the first time, I look in the mirror and whisper, You're changing. This time I don't look away. I was coming back from training when I saw her. Arya stood near the entrance of my building, arms wrapped around herself like she was cold. The moment her eyes met mine, she stepped forward. Ethan, please, she whispered. I froze. Why are you here? I needed to see you, she said, voice shaking. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I felt nothing. No spark. No pain. Just a quiet space inside me. Whatever you're trying to fix, I said. You're too late. She reached for me, but I moved my hand away. Her eyes filled with tears fast. He used me, Ethan. Adrian Hyde lied about everything. That's unfortunate, I said calmly. But it's not my problem. It is your problem, she cried. Because I still love you. No, I said. You loved control. Not me. She covered her mouth as if the truth hit too hard. I made a mistake. A horrible mistake. I didn't know what I was doing. You knew, I said. You just didn't care. Her knees wobbled. Ethan, please. Let me explain. I don't need an explanation. Before she could respond, a car screeched into the lot. Adrian jumped out, slamming the door. There you are. He shouted at Arya. You walk out and don't answer my calls? She flinched. Adrian, not now. He glanced at me and scoffed. Oh, you're here. Perfect. She's trying to crawl back to you. That's cute. I kept my voice steady. I don't care what she does, Rhea snapped at him. Stop talking. You ruined everything. Adrian threw his hands up. I ruined everything. You begged me to be with you. You said he was boring? Her face went white. Shut up. The building lights buzzed above us, making the moment feel even uglier. I'm done with both of you, Adrian said. Stay gone. He pointed at Arya, then stormed back toward his car. Arya chased after him. Wait, don't leave me like this. He slammed the door and drove off. The parking lot fell silent again. Arya stood there, shaking, wiping her face with trembling hands. When she turned back to me, she looked small, smaller than I had ever seen her. Please, she whispered. Don't let me fall apart like this. You already fell apart, I said. I just wasn't meant to catch you. Her eyes filled again. I don't want him. I want you. No, I said softly. You want a place to land. She stepped closer. Ethan, I'm begging you. Give me another chance. For what? I asked. To break me again? To lie again? To pretend again? I won't. You will, I cut in. Because that's who you are. She reached for my hand. Let me prove you wrong. I stepped back. Don't touch me. Her breath hitched. You hate me now. I don't, I said. I don't feel anything. She stared at me like the world was ending. Nothing. Not even a little? Nothing, I repeated. She shook her head. No, you're lying. You loved me so much. I did, I said. And that man died the night you opened the door for Adrian. Her tears fell hard. Please don't say that. I held her gaze. You didn't break me, Arya. You only freed me. Her face twisted, shock first, then fear, then something darker. She whispered, Who are you now? Someone who doesn't need you, I answered. She took a step back, like the words hit her physically. I didn't think you'd ever let me go. I already did. The wind pushed between us, cold and sharp. She looked around like she had nowhere left to stand. Goodbye, Arya, I said. She tried to speak again. Mama. She turned and walked away, shoulders shaking, disappearing into the night, and for the first time, I felt truly, completely free. I found myself walking toward the riverside again. The same place where Celine once sat beside me in silence. The night air wrapped around me, cool and steady. I didn't expect her to be there, but she was leaning against the railing, watching the water. She looked over when she heard my footsteps. You came back. I didn't plan to, I said. My feet just brought me here. Celine nodded. Sometimes we return to places where we changed. I stood beside her. I have changed. At least, I think I have, she said. It's written all over you. I let out a slow breath. The pain's still there, though. Of course it is, she said. Change doesn't erase pain. It uses it. I stared at the water, watching the light ripple. I thought getting stronger would make me stop feeling anything. That's numbness, she said. Not strength. I gave a small, tired laugh. Well, I guess I'm still human then. You always were, she replied. You just forgot. I looked at her. You see everything, don't you? Celine shrugged lightly. I see enough. You've been carrying yourself differently. Less like someone who's trying to survive. More like someone who's trying to live. That's because I'm tired, I said. Tired of running from myself? Then stop running, she said simply. I turned toward her. It's not that easy. Nothing real is easy, she said. But you're doing it anyway. I rubbed my hands together. Some days I feel strong. Others, I feel like I'm right back at the start. Growth isn't a straight line, she said. It's messy. I swallowed hard. Last week, Arya tried to come back. Celine exhaled softly. And I didn't feel anything, I said. Not love. Not hate. Not even anger. That's not emptiness, she said. That's healing. I nodded slowly. I think I'm learning how to live without her. You already are. I hesitated. Celine, why do you help me? Because I understand wounds, she said. And I know the difference between someone drowning and someone learning to swim. Which one am I? I asked. You're learning, she answered. and you're doing it the hard way. I'm trying, I whispered. I know, she said. That's why you're different. I leaned on the railing. You don't sugarcoat things. Mira tries to make everything soft. Leo tries to make everything feel like a challenge. You just tell the truth. Truth is the only thing that holds a person together, she said, even when it hurts. Sometimes I think the truth is the only thing keeping me going, I admitted. Celine looked at me, her eyes calm and sharp at the same time. You're becoming someone who doesn't break from the same wound twice. I felt something warm move through my chest. Do you really believe that? I don't say things I don't believe, she said. I looked back at the water. I thought all connections hurt. That getting close to someone meant eventually getting cut. Then you've been around the wrong people, she said. And you're not the wrong people? She shook her head. I'm just someone who sees you clearly. How? I asked quietly. Because you don't hide around me, she said. You don't pretend you're fine. And that honesty, it shows the real you. I felt my throat tighten. Do I look broken to you? No, she said. You look rebuilding. The word hit me deeper than anything Arya ever said. I whispered, thank you. You don't have to thank me, she replied. Just keep going. We stood there in silence, but it wasn't the painful kind. It felt steady, safe, real. For the first time since everything fell apart, I didn't feel alone. And when Celine softly said, "You're becoming someone worth believing in," I believed her. I heard the news from a coworker first, then from 3 messages, and from Leo calling me out of breath. "Ethan, did you see what Evelyn posted?" he asked. "No," I said. "What happened?" "She exposed everything. Every lie. Every girl. Every message." I closed my eyes. "So the mask finally cracked. That's not all," Leo added. "Arya. She got dragged into it. Hard." I felt something twist in my chest, but it wasn't pity. It was recognition of the person I used to be. Later that evening, as I headed home, I saw her waiting by the entrance again. Arya looked nothing like the woman who once broke me. Her hair was messy, her eyes swollen, her clothes wrinkled. She stepped forward fast when she saw me. Double quotes, Ethan dash, please, please talk to me. Kept my distance. "What do you want?" "You know what happened, right?" she asked, voice shaking. "Evelyn ruined everything. She posted screenshots of Adrian cheating. Everyone thinks I was part of it." "Were you?" I asked. "No. I mean, yes, kind of, but it wasn't like that." Her breath came in sharp gasps. "People think I'm trash. They kicked me out of my apartment. My friends won't talk to me. I don't have anywhere to go. And you came to me." I asked quietly. "You're the only one who ever cared," she whispered. "Please, help me. Just help me this one time." I stared at her, and for a moment I felt the old ache. Not for her, but for the version of me who would have believed all of this. "Where's Adrian now?" I asked. "He blocked me," she said. "He said I ruined his life, Ethan." "I'm scared." "Now you know how it feels," I said. She reached for my arm. "Please don't be like this. I need you." I pulled my arm back. "Arya, you didn't need me when you had him." Her voice cracked. "I was stupid, blind. He made me feel wanted, and I didn't." I asked. "You did?" she cried. "But you were so good it scared me. I thought I could do better. I was wrong. I was so wrong." I shook my head slowly. "You didn't want better. You wanted excitement?" Maybe she whispered. "But I want you now." I let the silence stretch because the truth needed space. "You don't want me," I said. "You want rescue? That's different." Her tears spilled hard. "Ethan, I'm begging you. Can't help you," I said softly. "You won't," she accused. "No," I replied. "I won't. Because you never learned." She blinked fast. "What does that mean?" I met her eyes. "Karma came for you not because you hurt me, but because you refused to see yourself. You kept choosing lies, and now they're choosing you back." She staggered a little. So that's it? You're just going to walk away? Arya, I said, I walked away months ago. You just didn't notice. Her face crumbled. Please. Don't leave me alone. You were alone long before I left, I said. I just stopped carrying the weight. She reached for me again, but her hand fell before it touched my sleeve. I stepped around her, my heartbeat steady. My chest cleared. As I walked away, I finally understood the feeling spreading through me. It wasn't victory, it was closure. Celine told me to meet her at a small cafe near the riverside. When I arrived, she was already there, sitting with a woman who looked older but carried an energy that felt strong and calm. This is Valeria, Celine said. She helps people deal with what they think they can't survive. Valeria smiled at me, her eyes steady. Ethan, I've heard a little about your story, and I think we can work together. I don't need pity, I said immediately. You don't need it, Valeria said, and you won't get it from me. Only guidance. I studied her face. There was no judgment, just presence. I nodded slowly. Okay, show me. Celine leaned back, sipping her coffee. Start by being honest with yourself. Isn't that obvious? I asked. I've already faced everything, have you? Valeria asked softly. Or have you just survived it? I frowned. There's a difference? Surviving keeps you in the past, she said. Living means using it. I rubbed my hands together. I don't know how to live with all of it. The lies, the betrayal, the shame. Valeria's gaze held me. You don't erase the past, Ethan. You let it teach you. Stop hating it and start understanding it. I can't forget, I admitted. Good, she said. You shouldn't forget. Forgetting only makes you repeat it. Learning turns it into strength. Ouch. I let her words sink in. I thought about Arya Adrian, the nights I wandered in the city alone, the pain that had clawed at me. I had wanted revenge once. I had wanted to erase everything, and now I realized those desires only weighed me down. Celine spoke quietly. You've been changing already, Ethan. You feel it yourself. I do, I said. I'm not the same man who stood outside her apartment. I don't crave revenge. I don't even crave closure. I just want to be better. That's the first step, Valeria said. Acknowledging that you're choosing yourself. I want to stop being reactive, I admitted. I want to act with purpose. I want to value growth over pain. You're doing it, she said. Even being here, even talking, even breathing, it's proof. Celine smiled softly. And you're learning to let people see the real you without fear. I thought about Celine, how she looked at me like I wasn't broken. I thought about the nights I'd spent wondering if anyone could ever see through the walls I built. Valeria said, how do I know I won't fall back into who I used to be? You'll always stumble, she said. But strength isn't about never falling. It's about getting up differently each time. I exhaled slowly. I want to keep getting up. I want to keep rising. Then you already are the man you're choosing to become, Valeria said. I let that sink in. I pictured myself months ago, shaking, broken, standing outside Arya's door, powerless. And now I felt steady, aware, strong. Not invincible, but resilient. Not naive, but clear. I understood my worth. I see it now, I whispered. I am not the boy who begged for love. I am not the one who let betrayal define me. I am this man. Stronger, wiser, aware. Valeria nodded. And that's enough for today. Celine reached out and touched my shoulder. Tomorrow, you'll feel it even more. And the day after, even more than that. I looked out the window at the city lights reflecting on the water. For the first time in a long time, I felt calm. The past was no longer a chain. It was a teacher. The old me was gone, and the man I choose to become was standing here, ready for anything. I smiled faintly. I'm ready. Valeria's eyes softened. Then begin. And I did not by forgetting, not by seeking revenge, but by deciding I would rise above it all.